Hello everybody and welcome to this video. In today's video we'll be analysing Macbeth's soliloquy in Act 1, Scene 7, If It Were Done, When It's Done. At this point in the play, Macbeth ponders whether he should kill King Duncan, as he is aware of the consequences and is fearful of retribution, both in heaven and on earth. Act 1, Scene 7 opens with Macbeth's soliloquy. Within his soliloquy, Macbeth gives a list of reasons as to why he shouldn't go through with the deed. Macbeth wrestles with his ambition and agonises whether he should murder King Duncan. Macbeth says, if it were done when it's done, and done quickly. Here the word done is a euphemism for murder. Macbeth is suggesting that if the assassination, so the murder, could guarantee no further complication to arise, by restricting the consequences, then he would kill Duncan. The repetition of the word done also exemplifies his conflicting emotions regarding the murder. There is an element of foreshadowing in these opening lines, as we see Macbeth battle with the consequences of Duncan's murder here, and we will see Macbeth battle with the consequences throughout the play. The murder of Duncan will lead to Macbeth's downfall, his hamartia. Moreover, the sibilance here highlights the sinister nature of the act. Macbeth suggests that if the consequences were caught and it would be the be-all and end-all, he would risk the consequences of the afterlife, where he says he'd jump the life to come. Religious imagery is used in this soliloquy, where Macbeth says we still have judgment here, suggesting the consequences he will face of regicide, killing of the king. The act of treason will result in capital punishment on earth, but also his soul will face damnation in the afterlife. Macbeth battles with his moral code when he says, but we teach bloody instructions which, being taught, return to plague the inventor, suggesting that violent acts only teach others to commit violence, as others will follow suit. Macbeth further highlights that the teaching of violence will come back to plague the inventor, suggesting that he, as the inventor, will be overthrown as a form of justice. The audience of the time would have associated the word plague with death, due to the mass numbers of lives lost by this disease, hence showing that by Macbeth violating his moral code, it will influence the spread of hungry power individuals, only resulting in the loss of many lives. Lastly, this line further foreshadows the death of Macbeth, as he is eventually killed by Macduff. Macbeth is aware that Duncan trusts him, as he is his kinsman and his host. Macbeth has a duty to protect King Duncan from the deed by closing the door to any murder, and should not be trying to bear the knife himself. This image contrasts and juxtaposes Lady Macbeth's earlier soliloquy in Act 1, Scene 5 of Keen Knife. Within this speech, we can see that Duncan is a good king who is kind and pure. Duncan hath borne his faculties so meek, suggesting he is humble and well respected. Duncan has also been so clear in his great office, suggesting he is honest and trustworthy. He is a great leader. It is clear here that Duncan acts as a foil character, or the antithesis to Macbeth, who does become a tyrant ruler. Macbeth's further concern with killing Duncan is the disparity between his own reputation, as he later says to Lady Macbeth he has golden opinions, and the world's perception of Duncan as a virtuous king, a king with a moral compass. Macbeth suggests that the act of murder will make angels sing for him meaning Duncan, and cry out like trumpets against the murder in lines 18 to 20, therefore revealing how unjust this murder would be. The alliterative T and D sounds could indicate the distressed emotion that Macbeth is feeling, as he is aware that the killing of the king will lead to deep damnation, punishment in hell. Taking off here is a euphemism for Duncan's death. Furthermore, the religious imagery of the angels crying out like trumpets against the murder in line 19 reflect the biblical day of judgment, where mankind will be judged by God himself. Macbeth seems to have compassion and pity for the innocent and helpless in the line newborn babe, which contrasts Lady Macbeth who would dash the brains out. Macbeth then goes on to say heaven's cherubim, so heaven's angels, will spread the news of this horrid deed in every eye, and that tears shall drown the wind, highlighting that the angels will spread the news of Duncan's murder across the land, so across Scotland. It would seem that both Scotland and heaven will be in mourning due to this unjust murder. Macbeth's soliloquy concludes with Macbeth stating that he has no spur to prick the sides of his intent, but only vaulting ambition, suggesting he has no spur, meaning reason or motivation, to act upon his desires other than his ambition. Macbeth ends his soliloquy by suggesting that leaping into action based on ambition only leads to one's downfall and in the end tragedy. Through this soliloquy, Macbeth allows himself to see beyond the murder, for example, the consequences in this life and the afterlife, in a way that Lady Macbeth does not, therefore decides that they will proceed no further in this business, as Duncan has honoured him and has golden opinions, meaning he has a good reputation. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel before you leave. If you found this video helpful and would like more tutorials, then please press the like button and leave a comment down below. Until next time, goodbye.